3-1 lead, but also he went to go join the team that he choked the 3-1 lead to. And I think to a certain degree, I think that is true. For sure that periodically throughout the run, I think that there was definitely some level of disrespect. But I don't understand what niggas are saying about like how Curry receives less slander than Kevin Durant. I think that to be the case at all. But if y'all niggas are not going to listen to what somebody else has to say, or y'all are just purposely taking somebody else out of context, that is ridiculous. That's just ridiculous. Like I don't understand. Like, what are we doing right now? Let me see something real quick. Yo.
Hi, Marcellus.
Oh my gosh, please stop. Cause I'm that other space, bro. I was fucking lost with the shit that they were saying, bro. It made no fucking sense, bro.
I don't think the purpose of the space was for that though. I don't know.
Say it again.
I don't think the purpose of it, like I'm like 99% sure when Swiper had started the space, it was like to like detail like why we shouldn't be doing this, you know? Like why on the eve like Curry's final like one of his final runs, we're talking about how he compares the fucking KD. It seems kind of weird, you know? Like it's like why? Like what do we gain?
Well,
from
Yeah,
that?
but that I mean you have to then
It's natural.
than-
It's just a natural. It's a natural happening.
you know.
Can I?
But you gotta ask Colin Cowherd. Colin
Dog,
Cowherd
we
is
have
who
we
asked
have the
Draymond
same
the
fucking
question. So
we have the same comments. Yeah.
Can I finish my point on this platform since
Yeah,
the
one at a time.
platform didn't
But we
finish?
have the same fucking conversation every fucking month, bro, and the same niggas
you
come
keep
to the
cutting out,
same
Eli, no cap.
conclusion. Alrighty.
Can I talk real quick, bro? I just want to talk
let me
real
go
quick.
after real talk.
Am I?
Let me go after
I
real
just
talk.
Like these things ain't let me finish my point. So my point is that 2015 season,
I
what you
muted.
call it? Kyrie got hurt in game 1,
Yep.
and Kevin Love was already out for that series.
Yep.
So what I'm saying is, if we backpedal to when LeBron played OKC in the finals, and what year was that? 2012. Yeah, 2012. Let's say if Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh got hurt in that series, and OKC wins, we have a totally different narrative about Kevin Durant and Steph Curry, because the main thing that gets brought up with Kevin Durant and Steph Curry is, oh, Steph won a ring without Kevin Durant. But that ring was
But
won
he did.
when LeBron didn't have his second and third best player not available. Like
Hey, a
that
ring's
point
a
is
ring.
silly to me. That's all I'm trying to say. But also, because Lowe has been in spaces with me already, I have Steph Curry top 10 all time, and I don't have Kevin Durant. And the reason why I don't have Kevin Durant is because he hasn't accomplished enough single by himself to put his name in that top 10 conversation, whereas what you call Steph Curry has. But the fact that people are willing to ignore the fact that Steph Curry, yes, he won a ring without Kevin Durant, quote unquote, but that ring was won when LeBron didn't have his second and third best player available. Like at the end of the day, both these niggas ended up losing to the same dude.
Bro,
So
no.
Can I go? I really wanted to go right
It's like
after
a
real talk.
4-year
Let me
gap.
go.
how is that not a four? Yes, it's a 4-year gap, but the fact of the matter is that LeBron didn't have his second or third best player
Real
in that
talk.
first
Real
ring
talk.
series,
Bro.
and he still took him 6
Real
games with
talk. Let me
Matthew
go.
Dellavedova and Timothy Mozgov.
Real talk.
You
Let me
don't
go.
have to go
Real
that
talk. Let me
far,
go.
bro.
I
Go
agree.
ahead, go ahead.
I agree with what you're saying, and I think you're right. But I think you have to recognize that as a star at the point guard position, what he has done and who he has taken from arguably the hardest position to be the superstar and take your team to that level, Steph has maybe done it better than anybody except name Magic Johnson. KD,
Isaiah Thomas as well.
That's not. But
Let's
that's not
respect
the point.
Isaiah Thomas.
That's
IT is
not. That's
not
not
over
the
Steph
point that
Curry.
he's making, though. He's not making that
bro,
point.
I
That's
can't
not.
hear. I
He's not.
can't hear any of you guys if you're all going to talk at once.
But that's not the point. He's not making that point, though. No, that's not. Like, I don't think he's questioning Steph Curry's
I don't
greatness.
Correct. I'm not
understand
at all. I know Steph Curry is great. Like I said, I have him top 10 all time.
over KD
And I
though.
don't have KD.
Over KD.
I don't have KD top 10 all
See,
time.
that's
But the
that's
fact
where
that we try
you're
to
wrong.
Steph fans try to ignore the fact that the ring the main point that Steph fans have is that, oh, Curry has a ring, quote unquote, without Kevin Durant. Yes, but
No, what are the Colts
also
for?
in
You
that
won a ring.
series, they both
Bro, it sounds like
LeBron James didn't have
against yourself.
Kyrie
It's still a
Irving or
ring. There's
Kevin
injuries
Love
every series.
You're
It's close.
disposable to
against
him.
yourself.
And then the series that he did, he beat him. So, like,
Brother, you're
stop with that
arguing for
comment.
Bro,
KD's.
can I go, bro?
Yeah, go ahead, Caleb.
Go
Jesus.
ahead.
I'll respond to real talk.
Because we don't even have to go back to 2012 and all this other shit, bro. Literally in 2016, bro, they literally played. KD's team, Steph's team, they played in the conference finals. Steph played better. His team won. We don't have to go
No,
all the
game
way
6
back.
was won by Klay
Yes, it
Thompson.
was.
Oh,
Like, that's
stop
another
it.
thing.
No,
Like,
stop,
y'all niggas
bro,
want to
stop.
dismiss. What you mean stop? That nigga had 41.
What did Steph do in game 6?
Who was the best player in game 6? Who was the best player in game 6?
Who was the best
Who
player
was the
in
best
game
player in
7?
game 6?
Who
Caleb.
was the best player in game 7 when the series was actually won?
No, the series was won when they went into OKC and actually beat them in
Oh, really?
OKC.
Oh, so they didn't have to play. They didn't have to play game 7. It was over.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
But see, real talk. This is where
the best player in Game 7 in the Boston Bucks series was Grant Williams. Does that they're at home?
Yeah,
Role players play better at home. Everybody plays better at home. Who won the game on the
who was
road?
the best player of the whole season for the
one
Warriors? Who was the unanimous MVP of the NBA that season? Like, stop, bro. We're talking about some Grant Williams, bro.
And
This
is where I just think that this is why I say that the disrespect for Curry is way more than anyone else. Your argument.
How was it disrespect when I have him top 10 of all time,
I'm about to explain it. When you're sitting here claiming that a series was won because of one player on one game, that's a stretch.
It was the closeout game on the road.
No, there was another game. No.
Whenever
there were three. There were three closeout games. It wasn't just one closeout game. There were three of them.
Can I go?
And in the final three closeout games, Curry in those final three closeout games, Curry averaged 33, 7, and 8 with 2 steals and shot 47, 47, 90.
He dropped 31,
when do we
10,
expect?
and 9.
But okay, other people in the space.
Yeah, can I go?
When do we expect teams to close out teams? It's at home. Once they won that game 6 in OKC, people were flipping the Golden State, saying they were going to win the series, and the best player in game 6 was Klay Thompson.
We just saw. Wait, bro. Wait. We just saw a team have the ability to close out at home, and they didn't do it with the fucking You're making it seem like it's him. We just saw that. We just saw Miami had home court advantage and they couldn't close in game 7. We just saw that. You're making it seem like it's like by default they're now going to win. No, that's not how that works. They had the ability to win away anyway because they were up 3-1. What are we talking about?
The Heat's leading or second leading scorer didn't even play. Like what? Like it's not apples to apples. This is not an apples to apples comparison. I know y'all. I know. Like I said, I have Steph Curry top 10, and I don't have Kevin Durant top 10. So this is not Steph Curry disrespect. But what I am saying is that when y'all. The main point that I hear, this is the main point that I hear from Curry fans, is that, oh, he won a ring without Kevin Durant. Yes, but in that ring, he won it without LeBron's second and third best players. Otherwise, I believe they both lose to the same person.
Okay, real talk.
What are we talking about?
You're arguing against yourself, my dude.
I'm not. I have Steph Curry top 10. I don't have Kevin Durant top 10.
Let me go.
Go ahead.
Yet you're discrediting the singular ring that he won being the best player on his team. So how are you using that in your credence for Steph Curry if you're going to go at KD for saying that he couldn't do it, but Steph Curry did it, and you're now arguing against
Because
KD?
can I answer your question?
Yes,
Can I
sir.
answer your question?
Yes, sir.
Because he's now back in the finals, which I also believe is because he stuck with the better organization. Kevin Durant went to a boo-boo
I
organization.
agree.
And this is what I believe. I believe that you have to have a certain amount of accolades to get you into the top 10.
Okay.
And Kevin Durant does not have those accolades to get you to the top 10. Steph Curry, he has what?
So
Does he have 3 or 4 rings
let
right now?
me follow up. Let me
Three.
get a quick follow
He
up.
has 3.
He
To
has
me,
3.
Steph
He has
Curry
3.
has enough accolades to put himself individually into the top 10. Now, I believe that once you get into the top 10 and we acknowledge that you 10 players are great, we get to judge you. And again, this is my personal opinion. We get to judge you as individual basketball players. And to me, this is where the conversation for KD fans gets thrown to the left, is because if we're talking individual basketball players, and anybody that has played realizes that a guy that's 6'11", 7 foot, that can shoot the three, hit a mid-range shot, handle the ball, rebound, block shots, is probably
Yeah,
going
he
to be
does it
better
all.
than a
He does it
6'3"
all.
point guard. But he does not have the individual accolades to back that up yet.
Okay, so
So I
let me
have
respond to
Steph
that.
Curry
Let me
above
respond
Kevin
to that.
Durant.
Let me
Go
respond to
ahead.
that. When you say he doesn't have the individual accolades, yes, Steph has another MVP. What KD did before he jumped ship, before he went to the winner's circle and went to Golden State, in my opinion, is more impressive than what Steph did with a better team, better coach, and better organization built around him. In
Why did he
And I
2015,
lose
can
head
I
to
can
head to
listen
him
to that
though?
Better
argument. A lot
team.
of people don't want to listen to that
I
argument.
disagree with that.
I can listen
James,
to
why did
it,
he lose
but
head to head to him and blew a 3-1 lead to him?
he played boo boo. He played trash in
And
Game
and and, and
6.
Steph Curry outplayed him.
bro, because he was tethered to the worst fucking wagon you could ever be tethered in the NBA
James,
league
I
as
agree
Russell
with
Westbrook.
you.
That's not true, but
Yeah, it
that's
But
false.
is.
the worst,
That's
and
false.
this is where again where I don't, it's just not consistent, because you can say that, but then when we get to the finals in 2016 and Curry loses, if anybody ever brings up how bad either Curry was hurt or how god awful Harrison Barnes was in that 2016 finals, if anybody ever brings that up, then it's a fucking problem. Like
No,
if you want to
the
see,
only problem is that what people like to use in that argument is just Draymond being suspended for Game 6 won them that series.
Correct.
but that's all. But what I'm saying is it's all a part of it. Draymond got because I don't subscribe to the ideology that, I mean, damn, it was they took it to 7 games. Like in my
Yeah.
eyes, that's a fairly even match. I don't see how somebody losing in 7 means it just guarantees that the other team can
No,
beat them. Like
I think it was one of the most, if not the most evenly matched up finals we've seen in a long time. I mean,
yeah, I don't
you
get.
look at even the games that the Cavs blew or whatever the Warriors blew, those are still close games.
My point is being made though is that when it comes to Kevin Durant's downfall, which FYI I think people need to understand, him playing with Westbrook is not, it wasn't as bad as y'all try to make it out to be,
Right,
especially
because
because
Not at
Westbrook at the
all.
No, it
For
time
real.
wasn't
was a
bad. It wasn't bad.
25,
It wasn't
7,
as
and
good
8
as it should have
player.
been.
okay,
I
but
mean,
that's but
he
that
carried him in
applies,
some
but that
series. But
applies
keep
to
going.
most, that was applying to most teams at that time, because most teams did not have the proper floor spacing, including the Warriors. Like I think people love to like embellish like the Warriors floor spacing,
As
like bro,
being like the
But Lo,
Pioneers.
wasn't
yeah,
the Warriors floor
it really
spacing a
wasn't.
lot better than OKC's?
I'm not saying it wasn't a lot, but at that time,
It was
the
different.
concept of shooting and floor spacing wasn't as valued as it is now. So we're using it in hindsight.
Yeah.
But back when the Warriors were winning champion, where they went to the finals, the concept of them being able to win wasn't like this normal thing. Like what they did in 2015 was not a normal thing. People
No,
did not think that they
it
were
was
going to
Yeah,
win.
very
it
foreign.
was still the
It was foreign.
sentiment of jump shooting teams don't win championships.
Exactly. So it's
It was
Exactly.
so
still that
you
sentiment.
And then even then, just go back and look at it, bro. They were running fucking lineups with Iguodala, Draymond, Harrison Barnes, David Lee, and Barbos. And Bogut. Like outside of Curry and Clay, there really wasn't no consistent 3-point shooter on
Okay,
that team.
but I think the
So
big thing
Yeah,
that
but
we
Lo,
miss is
if you
how good
consistently
that
give an
team was at
NBA player
defense.
wide
Team
Yo,
was
open
the
exactly.
best
looks,
defensive team in the league. That 5-man lineup was the best defensive team in the league.
yes, like
I get that,
yes,
but to make it, if you get up 3-1 on the team, it ain't like it's a bunch of scrubs on the roster. Like if you get up 3-1,
No,
you're
no, you're
fine.
right.
The Thunder's defense was also fine, and I've never in my life heard, because Kevin Durant was on rosters even after Harden left, between Kevin Martin and Reggie Jackson. We had a quality player coming off the bench, Serge Ibaka when he was healthy, but before
Ibaka.
2015 was
Young Ibaka
was
was
a
fucking dope.
yeah was a solid defensive piece, and even with Westbrook inability to score, his playmaking ability was definitely at playing an elite level.
All
I've
time
never in my
great.
life, especially for the player that everybody keeps claiming Kevin Durant is, I never in my life heard that team isn't enough and he was just on a bad roster. That
No,
to
no,
me,
I think you're right.
no,
especially
it's not that he was on a bad roster. I think the argument is, for me personally, I think the argument is that and a lot of people try to compare this to like Shaq, Kobe, and when Shaq won those 3 Finals MVPs, I I personally, because Kobe is my favorite player of all time. Kobe was not at his absolute peak at that time when they won those 3
But
championships.
he
Now,
was exactly what he needed to be.
was he a
Can
large
any of y'all
contributor to
define
those
spacing?
finals wins? Yes, but my personal opinion, what I'm saying is that Kevin Durant and Steph Curry played on the same team when they were both in their absolute peak,
Peak.
and Kevin Durant won those finals MVPs, and he was clearly the
What?
best player on the
No,
team.
it wasn't
I
clearly
disagree,
best
and
though.
that's where we
See, it's
disagree.
easy.
They were they
Let
were
me go.
obviously close
Let me go.
players.
Let
Like
me
I don't.
go. Let me
Go
go,
ahead,
That's
Jay.
that's
Go
where
ahead.
we disagree. That's
let
where
me
we
go.
disagree.
But how do you disagree? What
Real talk.
my
Let me
my
go.
thing
Real
is
Hold on.
with
talk.
Let
Let
Kevin
me
Jay
go.
Durant.
go. Let Jay
Hold on,
go.
hold on, and I'm gonna let everybody. I promise. I'll
Real talk.
even
Come
mic
on,
my
man. Let
mute
me go.
after this point. I'll mic my mute. I'll mic my
You
Mute your mic.
your
mute my
mic, then
mic
mute your
after this
mic.
point. My bad. But what I'm saying is, when you want to argue that Kevin Durant is a better individual player than Steph Curry, you the fact that Kevin Durant hasn't, in my opinion, hasn't accomplished enough individual accolades. That's why I have Steph Curry over him, because Kevin Durant individually has not led a team to a championship. So I'm giving that to Steph and Warriors fans. I have Steph all time ranked over Kevin Durant. But if we're being absolutely realistic about this conversation, it's hard to say that, and also, in my opinion, this is why I have players like Kobe ranked higher than others, because I feel like once you enter the top 10 conversation, which is where Steph is, I feel like we then get to evaluate you on a individual basketball player analysis. But because Kevin Durant has not accomplished enough to get into that conversation, Steph Curry is better. But what I will not allow, what not what I, but in my opinion, what I don't think is right is that we get to ignore the fact that when they were both in their absolute peaks, Kevin Durant was winning Finals MVPs, but and also,
Come on, real talk.
yes, he
Come
did.
on.
He did
Yeah,
beat
bro. Get
Kevin
on.
Durant in that series, but as Lowe pointed out, I think Kevin Durant was dealing with less optimal spacing
So who
and
was better on the
coaching,
Warriors?
Bro,
which I
Yeah,
think.
come
Idiot.
on,
Real
come on.
talk. Real talk. I gotta go.
Yeah,
So let me go. Let me go. You're saying that Kevin Durant was dealing with less ideal spacing. Have you seen the disconnect from doubles on Steph that there was to KD?
Ty Lue
The
even said
reason
there was.
Can
the
y'all
reason
define like?
KD had those 2 back-to-back finals MVPs, was able to get the most clean looks he'd ever fucking get in his entire life, and it's not close, was because he played in the offense with the most absolute vicious shooters
Yes,
the
but
world
Kevin
has
Bro,
ever
why
Durant
do
seen.
being
y'all
on the
do this
team
all the time,
also
man?
freed up Steph Curry. Like that goes
It
both
did not,
ways.
though.
No,
Why
it
do
It
did
y'all
did
not.
act
not.
like
No,
that
It
Not at
did
doesn't
all.
go
not
both
no,
free
ways?
brother.
Curry.
Wait,
No, it did not,
low,
because
real
it
quick,
worked.
real quick. I
It.
didn't mean to cut y'all
Wait,
off.
I just got to.
I just wanted to know what the topic was because I don't know because real talk was kind of all over
We're
the
just
place. I don't know what he's trying to say.
we're just having an ongoing conversation about Curry and Katie in the
Yeah,
dialogue around
what's
them.
the
That's it.
dialogue at
And
right now? Like what is the
right
whole?
now,
All right.
I'm about to say it. And right now, we're specifically talking about who was the better player when they were on the same team with one another, because I think that has a lot to just do with the conversation. And when your real talk is sitting here saying, and in theory, it makes sense that Kevin Durant on the team makes it easier for Curry as well. But that's not
But it
how.
doesn't make
Wait,
sense. And
let me. But the reality is that that's not what happened. What happened was that they were not leaving Curry open. They were doubling him for a good portion of the time. Majority of defensive the defensive attention was being given to Curry. So no, Curry was not getting as many fast breaking open looks and one-on-one looks that Durant was getting, because when Curry was trying to initiate the offense, even when he was handling the ball at the top of the key, they were sending multiple players towards him or they were shading him. Kevin Durant had the luxury of being able to play one-on-one because they were not going to allow anybody else to get
Lo,
open.
can I say something real quick before I unmute?
Yeah.
I feel as if according like looking back at it, right? Especially when you look at like all the traps and like yada yada yada. I mean, I definitely think like just in general, Curry got trapped more. And this isn't to like say KD like he always played in a similar situation as Steph did, right? How the defenses guard him, but Steph did not. I don't think Steph got egregiously trapped in like every series, like how he did in that 17, the Cavs finals, right? I don't think that really happened. And my big reasoning for that is, well, the Rockets. You can go look at the Rockets series. You can go look at the series when KD wasn't playing, and they weren't just egregiously trapping him every time he had the ball. It wasn't happening with the Jazz. I'm just thinking about what the teams they played in the Steph KD era. I mean, the only other team.
But he
I'm not saying like I get what you're saying. Like like KD's best series was that 2017 Cavs run, right? From a statistical standpoint. But every single series that Steph and KD played in, it wasn't KD getting open shots. You know,
I'm
specifically
not
the
saying, but
Rockets. I'm just putting that out there because I feel as if that is a
I get
misconception.
he's specifically referring to the finals MVPs. And I'm just specifically talking about in those finals, especially in 2017, if you go back or 2018, one of the two. If you just go back and
both.
go
It's
back and
both of
watch.
them. Look, I wasn't. I'm not disputing the finals. I'm saying in general. I think people like
Oh no, no, yeah,
tend to
because
But we're
push it.
talking
It's
about the
Yeah,
not in
to
finals.
general.
say
It's
that
not in
Kevin
general.
Durant didn't make Steph Curry's game easier
Hey
is
guys, one at a time.
absolutely
Come on.
absurd. That's absurd.
no,
I
it's
just
not really if you go back and watch the finals. It's not.
Low,
yeah,
but
Just
I
low.
watch
just
the
No,
We're
finals.
come
talking about
on, my
another
nigga. What the
top
fuck are you
five,
talking
arguably
If you
top
about?
go,
three
if
player
you
in the league,
if you
Like,
not
bro,
making the game easier for
legit.
Steph.
The same
Are we
Is
don't.
AD
sitting here
making
saying
bronze
that?
Lo,
We
night
bro,
have to
what do
be
you have against
serious, bro.
Kevin?
Jesus Christ, I'm trying not to meet people. Y'all niggas is talking on top of each other. Bro, if you go back and watch the finals, I'm not making it seem as if like there were never any plays at all where Curry got easier looks because of Durant's presence on the floor. But overall, it's very hard pressed for me to sit here and say that Curry, in contrast to what he was normally getting, how he was normally being defended in the years prior, like go compare to 2015 and 2016 up until how he got defended in 2017 and 2018. Just go look at it. And no, it doesn't come across it. It's noticeably easier. No.
The
That's literally
He
Cavs
that
was
in
the
has
first.
20,
nothing
He
to
was
the
the
wait,
Cavs in
first.
I was
One at a
speaking
2018
time.
wait,
wasn't
the
even
two
a good
the two
defensive.
niggas I don't know
I ain't
how
gonna lie.
many times you niggas are gonna keep talking over each other, but please put a fucking hand up, man. Please put a hand up and then talk. Got 5 niggas yelling at once as soon as Low tends to unmute the fucking mic. Eli, you can go first, and then it can be real talking Jalen. Niggas are grown men. Come on,
I don't
calm
know
your shit
why
down.
them. I don't know why them niggas heard me speak and then decided let's scream over the nigga. As I was trying to say, Low single handedly using the Cav series as like an indictment on how teams covered Curry is so fucking disingenuous because the Cavs clearly guarded him a lot more aggressively than other teams. And in turn, if you watch
That's what I
other
just
series
said,
within,
Eli.
if you watch other teams within the Western, like within Western Conference series, there are definitely series where he's guarded less aggressively than he was in prior
That's what I
years.
said,
And
Eli.
I think that most.
I swear, Eli he just talks and he doesn't want to hear what anybody
Eli,
says.
I literally
Nigga, you're
just said
so
that
I
5
don't
minutes
know if
ago.
you, and I'll be honest with you, I'll give you a break because I think that maybe something's wrong with your mic or Twitter or something like that, and maybe you're behind. Nigga, we've already had that discussion, and everything I'm specifically talking about is specifically the fucking finals, nigga. That's all we're talking about right now. And we sat there and also acknowledged that other teams defended them differently. We acknowledge that. I don't know, maybe when you were in the transition of going from the stage, I mean from the listeners to the speakers, maybe you missed that portion of the conversation. But nigga, we're not gonna waste time you reiterating the same thing we just got done talking about, bro.
You didn't have to mute to do all that dick riding, Marcellus. Jesus Christ, nigga. You could have just said ass.
Bro, get this dude out
He was
of
acting
here.
retarded.
Ash was literally saying he said it while you were talking. You just
I
kept
didn't
talking.
Get
hear
this
him.
dude out of
So
Damn.
here.
that's why I
Nigga,
said
Your brain don't work.
why the
that's
fuck
why I
is this
said
nigga
maybe
James
you didn't
Fraud speaking
hear.
on me, nigga? Nobody knows who the fuck you are, nigga. Lo,
Bro,
That's
it
why I
doesn't
said
matter.
maybe.
You ain't
I
talking
promise
any real
Lowe's
shit.
not
You
gonna
haven't
remove
said
me because a
anything
nigga
real
named
since you
James Fraud.
came in here.
I know because that was the first time I.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ, y'all niggas having back and forth. All right, Jalen, then real talk.
All right, can you hear me real quick?
Thanks for getting that shit
Yes.
Am I good? All right. I just don't. I just disagree with Real Talk's evaluation that KD's clearly the best player on those teams and with the Finals MVP because he won Finals MVP. Like I hate that type of talk. For me, if you watch KD on the OKC and then you go and watch KD on the Warriors, Steph Curry clearly made life easier for him. I don't know how people are arguing with that. That's really all I had to say. That's really all I have to say.
Is it my turn now?
Yeah, it's your turn. Go
We're
ahead.
gonna
Okay,
go real talk and then
Jalen, I have a simple question for you real quick before I even address the overall point. Where do you have Kobe ranked in your all time evaluation?
Kobe?
Yeah.
Kobe's like number 7, 8.
Is he ranked
Around there.
higher than Shaq?
No.
Okay, can you go back on mute? Okay, so that eliminates his dumbass point in the first place
Oh my
that
God.
if you
Hop
win
up.
Finals MVP,
Stop.
that
Jesus Christ.
that
Cook that
eliminates his
nigga. Oh
dumbass
my
point that if
goodness.
you win Finals MVP, it doesn't
Kobe's
matter
10th on my
when
list.
he has Shaq over Kobe because
That's not
probably because
ridiculous.
when they
I mean,
Jalen, why do
it's
you
not
have
that
Kobe?
ridiculous.
Okay,
That's not
Jalen, why do you
Or
have
ridiculous.
Let's
Shaq
not
over
do
maybe
Kobe?
because
can we
Shaq's
not
just better at the fucking sport, dickhead. Nigga, you know you can have
He's not at all.
contrasting
He's
views.
not at
Shaq is
all.
a
He's
better
not
Well,
at all.
maybe
basketball
that's
player
how
than
can
Jalen
we
He's
look
not at
fucking
at
all.
views it, dumb.
And there it is again. Niggas just yelling over each other,
I ain't
bro.
gonna lie,
Come
Eli,
on.
if you talk over somebody else again, I'm gonna have to get you out of here, my boy. I ain't gonna hold you.
Like, there it is again. Let these
Jesus
niggas finish their points, bro.
God.
Please.
Oh my God.
You on my
I
dick,
just
low.
want
Another
bro
nigga is
to
doing
stay
it too, man.
I just want bro to stay on the Curry and KD talk because I don't know what that point had to do with fucking anything he was talking about.
It was really
Well,
fucking.
Ken,
Because
him
when you're
finish it
talking
real
Can
quick.
about
I talk?
because when
Can
you're
I talk?
talking
Yeah,
hold up real
let him
talk.
finish it.
Can I talk?
Yeah, when
Let
you're
him finish
talking
it.
about Finals MVP, I understand everyone has some. I get that in the top 10 they have Finals MVP.
Right, but
But
you
if
have
that nigga
Shaq
Curry,
over Kobe.
We're not talking
Why
about
do you
Kobe
have
and
if
Shaq
Shaq. We're
that
talking
over
about
nigga
Kobe,
Curry and
Jalen?
KD.
if that nigga hold
Jalen, why
on,
do you
if
have
that
Shaq
nigga
over Kobe?
hold on, let me finish,
We're not
bro.
talking about that right now. Come on, let's go back.
If that nigga Curry is performing well in the finals and losing Finals MVP to KD when that nigga was averaging like what 29, 8, and
Hey,
9
go look up
on
Kobe's
crazy
playoff
efficiency,
numbers in those runs with
bro. Why are
Shaq.
we
Go
talking
go
about
look up his
Shut the
Kobe,
fuck
playoff
up.
bro?
numbers.
What the fuck is this nigga talking about, man? We've
I'm
been
I'm
since the
He
drawing
finals
a
just
for like
We're
blasted,
talking
parallel.
about
bro.
That's what
Curry
you
and
niggas
what are
don't
we
KD,
talking
bro.
understand. I
about
We
know
get
y'all
it.
Kobe?
You
kind of
What
ain't
did
like
slow.
he
these
do?
niggas.
Yeah, I'm drawing
We get
a
it. You
parallel.
suck
I'm
Kobe's
drawing a
dick,
parallel.
bro.
It's
Relax.
not
All
a
right,
good
what's the
one, bitch,
parallel?
nigga.
It is a good one, little bitch. What
What
you
is
talking about?
going on?
Nah,
What
nah.
are
He
you
said
doing?
not
What you
what
somebody for
doing?
that.
positive?
Nah,
Like, come
nah.
on,
That's
man.
not you, man. You not him.
Why is that so shit was bad? funny as fuck?
I
Little
understand.
bitch.
I understand what
Little
real
bitty
talk.
whore.
I
Off
understand what real
season, what
talk
city
is trying
you
to
in?
say.
I,
I,
man,
I
that shit
understand
is
what real
weird.
talk is
I'm in
trying to say.
Houston.
Just trying to draw a
What city
point
you in? Off
across.
Oh,
season?
here we go with the what city you in. That
No,
shit.
but,
This
hey,
nigga's
look,
so
look,
pressed.
Jesus Christ, bro. What is going on, bro?
Low, bro. This is what I'm talking about. You gotta control your space, my man. Gotta control your space. It's okay though. Listen. I think it's Real
I
Talk
understand.
or
I
is it
understand what real
Jalen? It's
talk.
one of those niggas
But I know
finishing
I
their point.
understand what real talk is trying to do. He's trying to draw the correlation of like why is it that
Which
why
is correct, by the way.
yeah
Accolades just fucking suck. Stop talking about accolades at the end of the
yeah,
day, bro.
I
Nobody
understand what
gives
you're
a
saying.
fuck.
I understand what you're saying.
That's my
Thank
point.
you.
I don't give a fuck
That's
about
really
finals
all I'm trying to
MVP.
say. But these
That's the
bitch
opposite of
ass
what you're
Eli,
saying.
which my name
That's
is
the
Elijah.
opposite of what you're
Also,
saying,
my
though.
name is Elijah. I'm not scared of my
Hi
government title.
Elijah. Hi Elijah.
Where
You
you
a
at?
real one.
Where you
Niggas
You
at?
a real
despise,
one, my
I
nigga.
both despise.
Okay, so my name is
We're all
Elijah.
around
That's
niggas
I
my
keep
despise
learning
government
more
title.
and shit about you.
Anyway,
Just shut up.
my point is that Steph Curry. This is my final point, and I'll let you niggas talk. Steph Curry won the championship when LeBron didn't have his other top two players on his team. And I feel like the narrative would be completely different if when he played Kevin Durant in 2012 and Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh got hurt and Kevin Durant won a championship that year because Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh was hurt. I think the narrative between these two players will be completely different. And again, I'm going to state one more time for you Curry fans. I have Curry top 10 all time, and I don't have Durant top 10 all time because I do think there's a requirement as far as championships, first team accolades, MVPs to be in the top 10 conversation, which Kevin Durant is not in yet because he hasn't accomplished that championship leading a team as the leader on that team to a championship. I give that to Curry fans, which is why I have Curry over Kevin Durant all time. I feel like I'm getting bamboozled and attacked by Curry fans
Bro, we're
because
not talking about
Nigga,
all-time
yeah, like
rankings.
what is
We're
he
just
doing right
talking,
now?
bro. We're talking about the fact that you said clearly Kevin fucking Durant was a better player than Steph Curry in the finals, and you
Like
keep
this,
going on these
and
long
then the
who
nigga
won the
was
about
like,
Finals
Steph.
MVP?
and
Because
then the
they're not
nigga
But
gonna
that
was
give it to
doesn't
like,
better
oh
players.
yeah,
Jesus
he,
but that
Christ.
doesn't
Oh
mean
my
he's a better
god,
player though.
bro.
That doesn't
I'm
mean
not
he's a
gonna lie,
better
look. This conversation is gonna
You're
this
keep
is
going
the
in
okay.
same
circles
nigga that
because it
said he
keeps
was
gonna
saying
bring up.
accolades suck.
Yeah,
What the
yeah.
fuck?
So it's
I
very
don't say accolades suck.
Let me
This
Ultimately,
nigga's
ultimately,
brain doesn't
it's
thank
work,
just
bro. There's
weird
no
because real
fucking way.
talk, nobody,
Off
real
season,
talk,
what city you in?
nobody argued against Steph being ranked
Like
more
you
than
have
Memphis,
yet to
KD.
Tennessee,
say that.
nigga.
say
What
it,
I'm
the hell
in
are
bro.
you
Say
talking
Houston.
it.
about?
I'm in Houston.
Nobody argued against Steph being
I'm in
over
Detroit.
KD, bro.
You say you in Detroit off season? Who? Where
No, I
off
said
season
I'm
at?
from Memphis,
Yeah,
Bro,
nigga. What
I
you
don't,
You
yeah.
in
I
mean?
don't know
Detroit? I
why
got
y'all.
I
family in
said
Hey,
Detroit.
that.
look,
I
look,
Okay.
said that.
look.
I said that. I'm
I
off
don't know
season.
why y'all act surprised when niggas who don't know Eli get up here and get mad when he gets out of pocket, bro. I don't know why y'all act so
But that
surprised
doesn't
by
Yeah,
make
that.
it right, Wes,
yeah,
that he gets out of pocket.
it don't make it right. It don't make it
Exactly.
Nah,
And
yeah, you
and,
gotta
and then when
check
niggas
him.
want to
You
check him,
gotta.
he don't want
Yeah, because somebody got to check this fuckhead ass nigga, bro. I'm sick of this nigga coming on this damn space and then be talking the way he does, bro. Eli, check the way you be talking to niggas. You ain't even a grown man, because respectfully, I'll fly to Tennessee and beat your ass myself. Fuck is you talking to like this, bro? Calm down and let a nigga finish their point. What is wrong
No,
with
no, no,
you?
no, no. Let's go.
passion.
Can we go to what?
you in Tennessee. I thought you say you in Detroit. What state you in off
No, no,
season?
no, no, no. Detroit was gifted. There's somebody
I'm
else.
in
Look, look, look.
Memphis. I'm in Memphis.
Stop,
Now you
stop,
in
stop.
Memphis. I thought you say you
He
was in
not even
Detroit.
he not even on the stage anymore. He's not. He's not. Look, look.
Okay.
Bullshit. I'm right here. I'm right here.
Stop, gifted. Please stop. Please stop. All right.
I'm
Let
right
me
here, bro.
we gonna go. Oh, wait,
Gifted. I'm not talking to
just
your ass.
before we go to West, I just want to say, and what you're saying is true about like he won a championship, but he won it while the Kyrie and Kayla wasn't there. The point though, I still think that many Warrior fans would further prove that even if we lower the bar to just making the finals, Curry did that twice, and Kevin
And I
Durant.
said Curry is over
No, no, no.
KD all time,
I'm
low.
not. What I'm
Nigga,
saying
no
is,
one's
what I'm
talking.
saying is, in that span of years, it was kind of undeniable that Curry's a better player. And for Finals MVP's sake, I don't think anybody would argue that Iguodala was a better player than Curry. And I don't. And if you go back and watch the series, it's just. And I'm not saying it's an easy thing to do to average what KD average. I'm not saying that, but it is easier to average those numbers when the other player who could be in competition with you scoring wise, or could be in competition with you to win Finals MVP is being defended drastically differently than you are.
But
And you
low,
have no
my point
playmaking
is that Curry
responsibility.
also averaged
No playmaking responsibility.
his highest scoring finals appearances with KD because KD also made the game easier for Steph. That's all I'm saying, bro. That's
But
all I'm saying.
And I'm not saying that he
No one
didn't.
disputed
Here we
that.
go with injuries.
I'm not saying that there might not have been moments where it made it easier, but who by far, like Kevin Durant by far received a massive boost for his performances, largely because he's on a team.
But he averaged
Nigga was
30
playing
in
one-on-one
OKC against
basketball.
LeBron in the Heat.
Bro,
When they
look,
went to the Heat,
look.
he just
Simply,
lost.
But he didn't
hold
average.
on. I
but he
hate how
averaged-
y'all talk about Kevin when it comes to Golden State. Because granted, yes, it was I'm an OKC fan. I think that shit was really, really weak. And it was super easy for him to play basketball in Golden State. But Kevin Durant was, for their careers, was clearly better than Steph Curry prior to going to Golden State. He was
Not in
clearly the better
2016,
player.
bro.
Clearly for their
2016.
careers.
I
I'm
mean,
not talking. I'm
Not
not
the year
talking.
they lost.
I mean, Well, Wes, that's pretty obvious. I mean, KD was playing at an all-time level before. I mean, Steph in 15, he was playing great, but that was before Steph had reached his peak as a player. So I mean, yeah, of course. Like
I don't want to deal in before he reached.
Yeah, no, I get that, but
15,
like we're not.
16,
But no,
Steph was
but what? Yeah, I know, but Wes, we're not gonna sit here and act like 2013 Steph is the same player as 2016 and 17 and 18 and 19. Like we're not gonna do that.
That's not.
But what about 15, Ash? What about 15?
No, I mean,
14,
I'm just
15,
I'm just
Kevin
I'm
didn't
just talking
play
about
the
like
whole
15,
season.
he won the MVP. He won
Yeah,
the
I know. No,
he
real
won the
talk.
MVP.
I'm just naming numbers. It don't really take. I'm just naming them loosely. It don't really matter
And
what I'm arguing.
14, 15. Curry won the MVP. Durant, I think he only played 27, 28 games that season. Durant, still, bro. Anybody trying to tell me that Durant at his peak form in 2014-15, that he wasn't better than Curry at his peak form in 2014-15, I don't see the game the same way you see the game. 15, 16.
You mean 14.
But once again, Wes, I don't think anyone here is arguing that. What we're saying is Steph at his peak
you're right.
is greater. And like at his he was a better player, he was greater, and that surmounts to more than what KD was doing before he went to Golden State.
Look, so again, my thing is I don't have an issue with anybody ranking Steph over Kevin Durant all time. I'm pushing back against the way specifically Low is talking about Kevin Durant. I hate the way he's talking about Kevin Durant.
Yeah, keep cooking him. Keep cooking Lowe's.
What exactly bothers you? What exactly bothers you?
He's talking about Kevin Durant like Kevin Durant wasn't him. And like the only hold on, man. The only thing that validates his career is Golden State. I disagree with that. Like I fundamentally disagree with that.
I don't think that's what he's saying, though, bro.
I
didn't say that's what he's saying. I said he's talking about him like that.
His MVP. I mean,
let me clarify. Before he came, he was definitely a top 30 to 35 player all time, without a doubt. And that's before the championships. Like before he touched down with the Warriors, I was probably viewing KD as a top 30 or 35 player all time at that point. I think the
thank you. That's all I really needed.
Which is a fine which is a great trajectory, by the way, at that point in his career. So
right, like that's all I just don't like how people. And again, I'm an OKC fan, bro. My relationship with Kevin is really complicated.
Yeah, you told me you was a Boston fan.
I'm a Russ fan. Okay, I'm a Boston fan. Whatever.
Oh hell no.
I'm what like my point is, I'm a Russ more than anything. I'm a Russ fan, and I took that shit hard when Kevin left. I don't understand though how people can act like Kevin wasn't Kevin prior to Golden State. Like he was in the conversations with Bron, and yes, I agree with people that it was premature. I think he didn't deserve to really be there. But the fact of the matter is he was there, and he was there because when people looked at his production on the court, they felt like, hey, he might not be as good as LeBron, but he, like, out of the entire league, who's the only nigga in this league that we feel can go toe-to-toe with LeBron? And we can say it's stupid as fuck, but there were 7 saying Kevin Durant for a fucking reason, bro. And now on this app, and I really think it's really only because he got swept in this fucking playoffs. Last year, people weren't talking about this nigga like that, bro. Last year, this shit wasn't happening. I don't like this shit. This is so gross to me. Last year, y'all didn't do this to Kevin. Y'all didn't do this to him last year.
Let me explain to you why.
Can I ask you a question?
Okay. Let me explain, and then we'll go.
Wait, Low. After you. Let's go to somebody else.
Yeah, we're gonna go to
a minute.
Yeah, NP and then Sierra, and then we can kind of go to what you call it.
It's just fuck me, huh?
Actually, yeah. Well, Eli, what you got to say real quick, little bro?
Oh, I was just gonna say, I think that the idea that like KD, right, has just been like, you're saying that criticism has newly been given onto him. I think that part of that is because a lot of people gave him, a lot of excuses in turn early in his career that were, a little unfair to some other players. Like I think criticism of KD's handle, criticism of KD's processing speeds, criticism of, KD's ball protection, criticism of KD's defense. Things like these are always been valid criticisms. Just because niggas weren't presenting them, that doesn't make them any fucking less valid. And I don't see how you could argue like because in 2016 we didn't talk about this, that now okay, that shit shouldn't apply in 2022, even if it's literally the case. Even you legit in your statement multiple times said, even if you feel like it was fucking stupid to compare him to LeBron, because I feel like you feel right now that it was fucking stupid. It was happening, so
Bro, that's not the point.
he deserves
That's
that
not the
credence.
point that
like,
I'm making.
Why does he deserve that credence if even
Bro,
you're
what he's
recognizing
saying
it's not
is, bro,
accurate? And
these
also,
niggas would
Ash,
have
please
lost
don't
to the
talk, nigga. You
same
running from
nigga,
white
bro.
men who are Miami Heat fans. Come on, man. I love
Fam,
you.
these niggas would have lost to the same nigga. Had, in my personal opinion, but when y'all say, "Oh, we don't know that for sure," in the case of the Warriors
How
blowing
they
the
lose to the
3-1
same
lead,
nigga?
hold on, let me finish my point. Off season, which you first said you was in Detroit, now you in Tennessee. Let me finish my point.
I've
I'm
never
in
My
Memphis.
point
I'm in
is
Memphis.
I've
that
never said that.
my point is that
Also, Ash, I ever see you, I'm hitting you with the Glock Dookie, nigga.
I'm in Memphis.
who?
Pull up.
Oh, you say Ash. Oh, okay, whatever. What I'm saying is that in 2015, I believe if LeBron had his other two best players on the team, they would have ended up losing to the same
Can you not
person.
say if Curry didn't have a
What does
sprained
that
MC?
what
Can
does
you
that
not say
mean?
wait, Jalen?
What the fuck does that mean?
One second.
Man, let Low go, bro. Because
Jalen,
real
can you
talk.
not say wait, Wes, what the fuck? Can you not
Wes,
say
I agree with you with most of
can
what
you
you're
not
saying.
say if Curry didn't have a sprained MCL in that same series that like I'm not getting what you're saying. Like
I'm not getting, but what I don't do because I played also. Let me give context.
you can't say you
I
don't
pl-
play in hypotheticals. You just
no,
presented a
no, no. This is
hypothetical.
what I'm saying. Off season. Uh, I've played, and I don't like niggas on my team that go for when they play Portland and they have 40 and dropped and went crazy in the fourth and overtime. Oh, he just went crazy. But then when he plays poorly in the finals, oh, he's hurt. No. I'm not one of them niggas that give that leeway. If you're able to play great in the conference finals and play great in some of the finals games, don't give me when you play poorly. Oh, I'm hurt.
But you know that's how
We're
injuries
not
work,
going.
right?
We're not going for that.
Okay.
The biggest,
Let me just
the biggest,
fine.
like the biggest.
Fine. Even if
Go
you,
ahead, Low. Go
okay,
ahead,
Okay,
you
Low.
just
just
fuck
you
it.
say that. Let me
Fuck.
just rebuttal to what he said anyway. Fine. Even if you don't want to say that, fine. But the argument that like they were just going to lose doesn't make any sense to me, especially because it went to 7 games. It's not like it was a blowout. They went to 7 fucking games. I would go as far as saying if KD stayed with the OKC, they could have fucking beat the Warriors. Like I don't think that it was this massive gap between any of those 3 teams. I think all 3 of those teams have very legitimate arguments to be made that they could have won. So this ideology like, oh, they would have lost every single year or it was undeniable they could have lost. Like, no, but they could have replaced Harrison Barnes with somebody who's more favorable, and that could be a completely different finals series. So that's A. To West. I think the rhetoric around Kevin Durant is different now than it was back then, just because the way we talk about basketball in general is different now than we talk about basketball back then. But even back then, and I know I'm gonna get a lot of flack for this, but the part of the reason why the argument was KD and LeBron is because, quite frankly, there just was nobody else. There was nobody else. There was nobody else playing at a top 30 all-time level. It was fucking Blake Griffin and Chris Paul were probably the next 2.
Please respect Chris Paul, bro.
Oh,
Please
and no,
respect Chris Paul.
and that's fine. And that's fine for CP3. But there wasn't like in the early 2010s, it wasn't like it was a fucking conversation between peak Shaq, Kobe, Duncan, and Garnett all at one fucking time. It wasn't like it was fucking a conversation between Hakeem, Michael, Barkley, Karl Malone, or fucking even before then with with Magic and Kareem and Larry Bird. Like that was not what it fucking was. It was fucking LeBron, then KD, and it was more or less a fucking chasm before Curry came along.
Chris Paul and D Wade, bro. I wish you could respect these names.
But D Wade, but by the time
D
people
Wade was
argue,
still good from 10
I'm
to
not,
12, my man.
but he wasn't on the same. He wasn't pushing those conversations in 2011. I mean, excuse me, in 2012 and 2013. He was not the same player he was in like 09. So at that time, the conversation between everybody at the time was, it was very clear. Yes, it was LeBron and KD. But even then, I would think it was really LeBron and then a gap and then KD. But regardless, that's why it was. But when Curry came along between 2014, 15, and 16, I'm sorry. Those 3 years alone were better than any years, in my opinion, that Kevin Durant is probably any 3-year stretch of Kevin Durant has ever strung along together.
No, you cooking with gas right now, little bro.
That's
you
my
cooking with gas.
So just because Curry, and to KD's credit, he entered his prime practically in his second year in the NBA. Only so many players can say that, and Curry is not one of them motherfucking players. But when Curry did enter his prime in 2014, when he was entering that shit, bro, his shit was higher than fucking KD's. So I give credit to KD for entering his prime and having a longer prime than Curry did, without a doubt. But when they were at their very best, and this goes back to the real talk situation, in my opinion, bro, I don't even see how it's arguable, because at 2016, we were having a conversation, and even looking back, even to this day, even with Curry losing in the finals, 2016 has a legitimate argument to be the greatest offensive player we have ever witnessed in our lifetime.
Yeah, that's true.
And
That's
I
true.
agree with that, Lo.
And hold on,
I
real talk.
agree
Hold on, real
with
talk.
that.
Hold
But
on.
one
Hold
year,
on.
but
Let
we're
West go.
comparing.
Okay, please use hands, bro.
I
Please.
didn't say. I'm just specifically highlighting 2016. But even if we go beyond, like I said 3 years, 2014, 15, and 16. Within that span, Curry is still, even that 3-year span, Curry is still making an argument for the best offensive player in NBA history. Even still, it's just that the peak of 2016 is a fucking crazy peak. But even still, 20 and fuck the ring. Just him as an
No,
individual,
stop.
2014, 15, and 16.
No, he wasn't better than Jordan or LeBron in that 3 year stretch, bro.
I said
You
one
on
of.
dick.
I
I
said one
know. I
of.
don't give a fuck, nigga. You're on dick. Listen, bro. After Low,
So
please
after
wait, Low.
wait,
Let me finish. Low, let me
no,
finish. Let me
I'm
finish.
asking you. After
What
LeBron
you
and
saying?
Jordan, who's next?
After LeBron and Jordan? I mean. Listen, man.
You on dick, nigga. Shut up,
Listen,
nigga.
wait.
You on dick.
Let me cook. Magic is pretty good. Hey, Eli, thank you for that. I forgot that nigga's name. Forgot that nigga's name. Yeah, Magic was better than him, bro. I mean, fucking Shaq. I mean, Shaq is pretty good. I mean, Steve Nash. I know you ain't like
All
Steve
right,
Nash,
nigga.
but yo ass
You're
be hit.
gassing it.
Wait. After
You're
this,
gassing it.
wait,
You're gassing it, nigga.
let NP and Sierra go because they haven't.
So my point is
They've
still
been silent
proven. In
after
those
you.
3 year spans,
Your point isn't proven. They got just
he
named
was
Magic.
no or Magic. Okay, he's fourth. Fuck, my bad. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, it is your bad, nigga. Lying
Nigga,
and
why
you
would you
fly
say
to the
Ash
that?
was
people.
not
James
cooking at the
Harden.
end. Ash was not
14
cooking
James
is
at
Hello,
the
one
Harden.
so
end.
low,
example
so
so much
low,
worse,
James
nigga.
so
Harden.
14
low.
is
I agree
better
with
than
you
that.
that Curry has peaked higher. I definitely agree with you. My only point was that, like you said, to their fucking proms, Kevin Durant has been in his prime long. I just think he's been
I agree with
again.
that.
And when we had this discussion about Kevin, I totally understand some of the pushback, but when people, I feel like some people just go way too far with being disrespectful to Kevin because like even having Curry over Kevin all time, it's not like Curry is top 5 and Kevin is closer to 20. Like that's not what this is.
But we talking about it. Let's be clear, Wes. So majority of people who are
You
saying
don't
that
got to
is
respect
at
niggas, bro.
most putting Curry like bottom 10 or right outside of the top 10, and at worst is putting Kevin Durant like 15. Like the difference in them is like a 5 to 7 player gap. It's not everything that we're saying isn't that huge. It's just that while we're in this moment, let's fucking continue to cement what the fuck is going on, because for the people, and I'm not saying you, and I'm not saying people in here, but we can't not make it seem as if like people were not arguing that this team needed KD. And let's also let's keep it a buck, and we can go to MP after this. Nigga, if Kevin Durant went to the finals and Curry couldn't make it out the first round or couldn't make it in the playoffs, nigga, we know how they be talking. So let's keep it a buck. We know how they be talking.
But that's for people that don't understand basketball.
I know,
don't
but
talk
that's
basketball.
but real talk. We're talking through the perception of how
people like
the
you.
conversation.
Hold
around
on,
Curry
but
and
the
KD has been, though.
majority of this rhetoric is coming from where, in your opinion?
I think a lot of it. I still think a lot of it
about?
is Durant praise. I think a lot of it's still Durant praise.
I think a lot of it is coming from
Wes,
Yeah,
I ain't trying to interrupt you, my nigga. Let MP talk, man.
We'll go MP and then we'll go.
Trying to have these niggas talk.
Yo. Wait, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, let a black.
Yes, we can.
We can hear you.
Ayo, MP, real quick, my boy. Before you go up, man, I'm liking your profile pic, my nigga. You looking real swagged out, my boy.
Nigga, what?
All right.
Nigga, what?
I can't say a nigga look good. I can't say a nigga look good. What are y'all talking about? I can't say a nigga. Come on. I can't say a nigga looks good. What y'all niggas talking about? What you talking about, bro? What I do? What I say wrong? What I say wrong? What did I say wrong?
That's the
nigga June.
Bro, why is your
June
mic
is
so
not
loud?
here yet, my nigga. Wait
is my mic
a
loud?
What your
couple
mic
days,
so loud
ass.
for,
What are we
man?
doing?
What you do to your mic, man? Shit, that shit loud.
My fault, Shotty. My fault, Shotty.
Be who you are for pie, ass. Facts.
Let that nigga MP talk now.
Wait, is my mic loud? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, nah, we can hear you, bro.
Nah, we was talking to the bitch nigga.
I just want to say a couple things. Obviously, Kevin Durant, from a skills standpoint, he's obviously better than Curry. Like that's not even a question. But overall, I would rather have Curry.
Define skill.
I mean, overall offensive ability, we're gonna give it to Kevin Durant.
What does that mean?
Conversation.
So passing.
You mean like passing the ball?
I would
like.
Y'all know what he mean, man. Don't do that. Y'all know what he mean, man.
No, I don't. I don't know what that nigga mean.
I don't know what that nigga mean.
That's not my main point. That's not my main point.
Wait, you mean the tween heavy splash, the post game, the fadeaways?
And y'all niggas sit here and say who get disrespected, but go ahead and finish. What do you mean by that?
5 levels of scoring?
He's a 7-footer who can pull up from 30. What do you mean, Lo?
How is it disrespectful if he just thinks someone's better by his opinion?
We're asking him to
we're asking what he means. We're asking the definition of skill.
Then he just pretended like it's not close, my nigga. So what are you talking about?
Yeah, he did say it wasn't close.
Oh, okay, my fault.
No, wait, I didn't say it wasn't close. Oh, I didn't.
You said pretty clearly. You said pretty clearly.
But
why does nigga look like Marcus Smart?
MP, please finish. Please finish, my man.
But overall, in terms of what Curry did for the Warriors, especially in 15, when they got the first seed, they won 67 wins. They had a lot of question marks, especially Curry, because he had a lot of injuries. They didn't know if they could win with him, and he proved a lot of people wrong. Regardless, if you want to say something about injuries, especially when it comes to LeBron's team, there's a lot of asterisks on a lot of teams, especially when it comes to injuries. So we can't really use injuries as an excuse anymore. If you win, you win, and that just is what it is. But in terms of Kevin Durant compared to Curry, let's just be honest, Kevin Durant would not win a ring without Steph Curry. And it's being proven right now. Regardless, he's having a lot of injuries to his teams as well. And you could give him the benefit of the doubt, but in terms of this year, him getting swept like that to the Boston Celtics. Now, mind you, they were the better team. Obviously, we're not going to argue if they were the better team or not. But if that were Steph Curry getting swept in the first round, we know damn well he's getting shot down with arrows. People are calling him a choker. And what Kevin Durant is getting right now, the hate he's getting right now,
does that make it right?
It's warranted though.
Thank you. It'll be
define
right, my nigga. What does right mean?
Wait. I'm gonna let him. But we're not saying it's right or not. We're just acknowledging what was the conversation being had. I'm not, because half of the conversation that being had about players ain't fucking right. But what exactly were people saying? That's
below. It's warranted. Let's be honest.
Okay.
When LeBron James went to Miami Heat, they have very similar moves, right? They have very similar moves going to another person's team that won a championship, that already proven. to get more rings. LeBron 5, 6, 7, whatever he was saying. Like
LeBron didn't have Westbrook.
Okay, it doesn't matter who you have. It doesn't matter at the end of the day.
It does matter.
When you move
That
I think
to
it does
another.
kind of matter.
Okay,
that
it does
matters.
matter. But when you move to another
Why
man's
doesn't
team,
it?
when you move to another man's team, especially when they're already proven,
Okay.
and he knew what he was doing. Like Kevin Durant knew what he was doing.
Did the Heat beat LeBron though? Like, is
Hey
that
yo,
comparable?
can you let a nigga finish? Thank
Put
you.
a black
I'm
man
so serious. I don't know why we keep adding Eli. He keeps cutting off people. I don't know why we keep doing this, bro.
Nah, but I was just saying, like, I respect I respect KD for leaving the Warriors, especially he's trying to prove to y'all, but also to himself that he can win on his own, and he can lead his team to the championship once again and win. But the flag that he's getting right now, especially in terms of being that star player and how he underperformed, this is his worst playoff series by far, in my opinion. We just gotta have a genuine conversation about, can he do it? Can he actually lead his team and get a dub without Steph Curry? And I don't know if he can. I'm gonna be completely honest. I don't know if he can.
Yes, you do. Answer the question.
Hey,
I don't
MP,
know.
can I
I
ask you
don't
something
think
quick,
he
MP?
can.
Real quick, MP, right? If KD stays on the Warriors, are we having this conversation?
Yes, we're still having the same conversation.
No,
Yeah,
he's gonna have
Gifted.
like
We were
7
Gifted. We
rings.
were having these convos when he was on the Warriors. What
When
are
he
you
was
talking
on the
about?
Warriors, we were having this conversation. Oh, he went to a 7-3-9 team. Like, he has a 2-time unanimous MVP. Like, he's stacked. Like,
But
all this.
NP, the one championship. This is a better question in my opinion. In 2012, when Kevin Durant and LeBron James met in the finals, right? Would Kevin Durant have won that series if Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh were hurt?
I don't know.
Against LeBron?
What
Legend,
the fuck? What
low.
the
Please
fuck?
don't
What
lie
type
and
of
say you don't
question
know.
is that?
Low, don't lie and say you don't know.
He
Low.
would have won. He would have won.
Thank you. That's all I'm saying, bro.
But to be
can I
fair
say-
though, even let's lower the bar, because let's say fuck winning a ring, just getting to the finals. Curry was able to do that twice, and Durant once, and Durant, he beat Durant in the process of getting to one of the finals. While they're
And
all
that's why I
healthy.
have Steph over KD all time. I've already said that.
Let me
Bro,
go.
you said that so many times.
But real talk. Hold on. Let me say something real talk.
Right.
We know you have Steph over
The thing
KD.
about injuries, especially when we talk about that first finals ring for Curry, we can't keep bringing up the injuries. We can't bring up, the hypotheticals. We can't bring up, if they play, they play. And if it comes to a player like Curry, in 2016, if we want to talk about injuries, when they blew that 3-1 lead, Curry was hurt the majority of the playoffs. But I'm not giving him any excuses for.
But he also had 38, 40-point games when y'all niggas was talking about he was hurt.
Okay, but that's a singular
He had
game.
an MCL sprain. What does that like? You're literally
I've had
mean
surgery
anything.
on my
really wanna
own
ask this question,
MCL. But when I couldn't play, I didn't
I'm trying to ask
play.
this question though, man.
You niggas can't say, oh, he dropped 38 one game, 41 game, and then when he played
I would
bad,
love to hear
But he was hurt.
He was hurt. He was hurt.
But that's my thing. That's my thing. I don't mean to cut you off.
he persevered. He managed to get through it when he
Bethany funny as hell, bro. Bethany crazy for that.
I'm drunk. You right.
Hey, real talk.
He meant.
Nah,
Go ahead.
you good. Go ahead.
Hey, wait, real quick.
Yeah,
Let Sierra go.
gotta get
Because
Sierra.
Sierra been here for a minute, man. She knows her stuff.
Go ahead.
MP, were you done? Because I don't know if you were finished with your point.
No, I was just saying we just gotta stop bringing up hypotheticals and what if this player wasn't hurt. If you're on the court and you're playing, we have to hold you accountable to what you're producing.
All of this is a hypothetical, though.
We shouldn't be talking about hypotheticals. We should be talking about what actually happened and what actually occurred. Talking about
well then what occurred? Well then what occurred is
what actually occurs creates the hypothetical. What actually happened is that in 2015, well, this is what I'm saying. What actually happened in 2015 is that Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love actually got hurt. That's what actually happened. That's what creates
Okay.
the
So
hypothetical.
if we're gonna go by that standpoint, then the Warriors should have won. And in 2018, was it 2018 or 2019 when all
No,
literally
2018 they would have won because Braun's team was trash. Go ahead.
no, not
What
2018.
actually happened creates the hypothetical.
Bro, let's see Eric
Yes,
talk,
with
man.
niggas
Let's
Let
being
hear it,
hurt,
Sierra
talk. Let's hear
talk,
it,
that's
talk.
what
man.
I'm done
creates the
talking. I'm done talking.
hypothetical if they were there. I don't know why that's hard to comprehend for some of you.
Sierra, let's Sierra
Hey,
talk,
y'all
man.
follow me on Twitter, bro.
Yeah, let's see her go,
That's
man.
a
Let's see her
nasty
go.
promo. Oh my
That
god.
was a nasty promo. I ain't gonna lie. I fuck
Hey
with him though.
MP, thank you for coming up here and
Okay,
talking, bro. We appreciate it. Yo, Sierra, please go next, man. Please, thank you.
man, this is crazy. So here's the thing. Like, Wes, I hear what you're saying, and I don't disagree with you about, like, oh, this wasn't a conversation. It was a conversation, but it wasn't on the mainstream stage. Like, that wasn't the dominating narrative by fans and the media. So you're right in that sense. However, there were people like me, people like whoever else it applies to, that have had this same position and criticized little, like, just aspects of KD's game. That's why he wanted to go to the Warriors. No problem, right? But the thing is, I don't understand how critiquing his game gets turned into disrespecting KD. Because when it's any other player, we can critique them. We can say, oh, this player needs to do XYZ. They're not doing XYZ. Like, but why is it when it's KD critique, oh, you're disrespecting him? He's getting critiqued just like everybody else. I have talked about on the court things. I'm not talking about this man personally. I'm sitting here talking about the deficiencies of his game. When you want to compare him to players that he's not in the same tier as in terms of being dynamic, we're not talking about just regular players. He's better than most, obviously, but there's levels to it, right? And when you're talking about the difference between the levels of these players, that is the discussion. So we can discuss that with nuance. For example, I have my reason why I've always thought Steph was better than KD. I was literally laughed out of conversations
That's
for
hate.
saying that.
That
No,
there is hate.
what's hate? Oh, okay, that's fine. So, like I was saying,
Always, Sierra, always. What
yes,
year? What years? What years? Like,
before he came to the Warriors when we beat him, after he joined the Warriors, but people didn't see that at the
hold
time.
on. Well,
That's fine
15,
because they didn't under.
15,
Hold on, let me
16,
go.
I
Hold
agree
on, let
with
me
you.
go, Wes. Hold on, let me go, Wes. So my point is, I have been consistent, and other people have too, but I can only speak for me. So, like, what I was saying was, as we know, everybody hates gravity, whatever the fuck. Fine, there's no metric to describe or to contextualize what happens with the defensive attention of Steph. All great players have gravity, right? But what you do with it is what separates you from everybody else. KD has gravity, right? But he's not the same level of playmaker as LeBron or Steph. And at this point, I would include Giannis because he's completely like changed his playmaking. Like he's gone to a completely different level. Something that KD I feel like he can do, but he doesn't really want to, which is like kind of the difference. And even if he does want to, he's not that great of a passer, but that's fine. He could do it if he wanted to in the right system, but he wants to play the way he wants to play. Fine, right? I disagree with that because personally, I don't think that style of basketball is going to win championships. You do need ISO deeper into the playoffs. That's a fact, right? But you need a system to maintain your team and to keep continuity, everyone involved until you get to that point where you need the ISOs integrated, right? But he feels like his philosophy of basketball, Hezzy Twin Splash, thank you, legend, because you're the main one I heard say that. And I've been saying he's like 7-foot captain of Hezzy Tween Splash Gang ever since. And you're absolutely right. He thinks that that style is conducive to winning. Personally, I don't because I've seen how that works. It's like you can have the high usage ISO ISO God play, right? And you're gonna get your stats. You're gonna get the recognition. Oh, KD did XYZ. And it's not just him. It's not just KD. It's a lot of
Sierra, I have a
players.
quick question. Sierra, I have a quick